right, questions for Coach? That was his 200th win in Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Fran, can you talk about the decision to go to Carter as early as you did? What was behind that?
He'd been practicing really well. I think he's a good fit for Osibor. Osibor's a handful. You know, he's probably 265. He's really strong. He's going to go back down game. And I just thought Carter's strength and physicality would be effective, and it was.
Fran, in addition to Carter, I mean, your bench had, I think, 36 points tonight.
Points, yeah.
Can you talk about their effort?
Well, you know, you go man by man. I mean, Price hits 2 big threes early when we were really struggling, and 2 free throws late. You know, Evan gets a bucket, and then he gets a dunk and one. Riley was spectacular, not only in terms of he scored the ball, but he moves it. He screens. And Lodgy would go 7 and 8. I mean, and he's also on Osibor part of the time. Brock Harding was tremendous. Hit 3 threes, but ran the show. So I mean, that's the kind of team we have. We got to really compete and stay together and just keep grinding. Because it didn't look good at the start of the game. Didn't look good at the start of the second half. But we hung in there. The crowd was great.
It seems like Payton's left it all out there on the court, wearing his heart on his sleeve. But how has the rest of your team kind of fed off of that energy?
Yeah, it all starts with leadership. How you approach preparation, how you approach practice, scouting. Every team in this league is really good, and every team in this league is different. So you've got to be smart enough and tenacious enough to make those adjustments from game to game. And he certainly sets the example, and everybody comes with him. He's got help with some other guys. Josh has been great. Carter's been great, another veteran guy. Riley's a veteran guy. And then our sophomore class obviously is experienced, but it starts with him. Yeah.
How big was Riley's charge that he took there in the second?
Well, it was a kind of a strange play in a lot of ways, but it's just a smart play by a smart player. It's a game-winning play when you really need it.
Fran, how nice was it to see a banked-in three-pointer go in favor of you guys?
We needed one. Of course, they made another. They made one, but at least we made one, and there's not much you can do with short clock, but the guys did great there.
Riley, Payton, Carter, they all came in the same recruiting class. I know it's been a few years, but what do you just recall about kind of how that group came together?
Well, they were all different. Carter came in as a walk-on that was preferred, so we had watched him and got to know him, and obviously we knew his dad, but his high school, his prep school coach we knew, and he goes to prep school during a pandemic year, so go to prep school for more exposure. Then you don't get any exposure. There's nobody at the games. So we were lucky to get him. I think he probably would have ended up with a lot coming out of prep school. But he earned a scholarship. I didn't give him one. He earned it. Payton, of course, we recruited him as hard as we recruited anybody since I've been here. And Riley, obviously, was a family connection. And I think with him it was always, you could see what potentially was there. And anytime you have a kid who's just character through and through, a wonderful person, you're just happy for him when he has success like this because he's worked hard.
Fran, when it comes to Payton, I mean, Blake said best, he wears his heart on his sleeve, but how have you just kind of seen him emotionally, he's always been mature, but how have you seen him kind of be emotionally mature into this new leadership role and like you said, leaving everything out there?
Well, he's an emotional guy. He wants it bad. He puts the time in. He's in the gym all the time on his own. And he wants to be successful. He believes in himself. So it's important that he control his emotions because of how serious he is about his craft. And sometimes it's hard to do. And in the past, we've had to talk to him about that. Because you never want him to lose it, but it can never overtake your ability to think and execute in critical situations. And he has been a really good crunch time player for us for a very long time.
Is Drew still struggling with the ankle?
He hurt it yesterday. I wasn't even going to play him. He said, I'm ready to go, so I gave him a shot. He didn't have it the other night. He didn't have it today. I feel so bad for that kid. He wants it bad. He's a phenomenal leader, phenomenal person, awesome in the locker room, and we need him, but others are stepping up, thankfully.
Josh looked like he was hampered a little bit in the second half.
Yeah,
too.
Somebody said I was cramping up or what he had, but he had a little thing going on with his leg. But if you ask him, he says, he's fine. He never says there's anything wrong.
You think he'll be all right, though?
Yeah.
I know you wouldn't say you would have 200 home wins, but just in the context of the season, to have a game like this, what does that mean to you?
I never really think about that. I never want to make it about me. Those sort of milestones. All of a sudden, somebody says, "Hey, you got your 500th win, or you're to whatever." I always say, and I don't mean to sell myself short, but I coach teams that won. My team's at Lehigh, my team's at Siena, my team's at Greensboro, my team's here. They won. I didn't beat anybody. I didn't make a basket. I had my chance. I had my run in college, and I was very thankful for that opportunity. Played in the ACC, played in the NCAA tournament, played in the Ivy League. Wouldn't trade it for anything. And I tried to take that knowledge and the mentors that taught me the game to the coaching profession. And the first time I got a full-time coaching job, I felt so blessed. They're actually going to pay me to do this. I didn't make any money, but I got salary, I got benefits. You can't get any better than this. And, to still be doing it and have the same passion for it and the same love for my guys, that's really what it's all about.
Just
Last question, Tyler.
for clarity, say it was just coach's decision, not injury?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Fran.
So you did call back?
I did. I think
Carter
anybody.
gave you that shot.
Yeah, he did. He was right there.
Questions
The guy
for
sitting courtside hopefully heard it too.
That bank shot, I know they took the lead again after that, but it seemed like everything sort of changed. And did you sense that too when you got that and then you made the free throws, 22 seconds, you scored 6 points?
Yeah, so I'll just take you back. It seems like the whole season, all we've seen is just watching teams bank in threes. So it felt good to see one go our way. I think that was one of our first of the year. So changes everything. There's been, I think, Purdue, Oregon, that one didn't count, but there's been countless games where teams have just changed momentum with banking threes. So we got our own, and then after that, I think everyone started having fun. We kind of loosened up. I screamed out bank, and I think everybody heard me, and then I was telling everybody that I screamed out bank, and then we kind of just loosened up, and everyone started making plays again, and I'm proud of the team.
First of all, what was going through your head when you saw the open lane and Riley's sitting there in the middle taking that charge? And then I guess what did Riley just kind of provide you guys today?
No, he was great, man. That was impressive. I was pretty crazy athletically, but Riley stood in there and took it and never wavered. That's who he is. He's got a shirt that he wears that says it's just Riley doing Riley things, and I think that's what that was. But he was great. He made play after play. He's such a great teammate, and I'll give a shout out to all those guys off the bench. Brock, Carter, Evan, Price, Riley. They were huge, and they've been great teammates. They've been in and out of lineups. Carter and Riley and Evan have, they've been on scout team for most of the year, but they're great teammates. They get us better. They're great players. We could see this coming, and they were ready for their opportunity. They've wanted this. They've been waiting for this. They've been working for this, and I'm proud of all of them.
Carter specifically, Payton, playing virtually no minutes across the season, obviously a little bit here and there, but to play 30 tonight, match up with probably their best player, can you just speak to his effort?
Yeah, he was great, and he's the strongest guy we've got on the team. Him and Evan are up there, but I would say it's Carter. And, I've been roommates with Carter for the last 4 years, and I've just seen the way that he works and the way that, he wants this and he loves this team. And, he's one of the best teammates I've ever had, the way that he just keeps energy and, just doesn't matter what he's doing. He's trying to find a way to help the team win. And, in practice, he kills us all the time, just, playing as their best player. And, we knew that when teams do this, and he's had moments where, you know, teams back down, he gets in there and, you know, he made big plays the whole night, though. He was rebounding, he was passing the ball, you know, he was guarding, he hit a big shot, and, you know, I'm just so proud of him. He's like brother.
You guys, I guess you're kind of like almost willing this team along at points. What does that mean to you to kind of bring everybody along with you to get a win tonight?
Yeah, you know, I want these guys, you know, we've worked so hard, and we haven't had all the bounces go our way this year. We haven't, you know, played our best at times, but, you know, we've stayed together, and, you know, I've always stressed that to everybody that, you know, just stay together and it'll give us a chance. Because, you know, you see teams that spiral, and most of those teams, they just completely fall apart. You know, they start blaming each other, doing all that, but you know, we've loved each other. You know, we've been with each other through all the tough losses, all the injuries, all the guys that have, you know, been out. And, you know, it's hard. I want these guys to see success. I think, you know, a lot of these guys deserve it. And, you know, I've seen it here at Iowa, but, you know, all I've ever wanted, you know, for the last 2 years was just for some of these younger guys like Price and them, you know, just see success, have fun with this, because it's a fun journey. And, you know, it's been hard, but that's what makes days like this rewarding. You know, you stay in the fight, you keep fighting. And, you know, we had a lot of guys step up, and I'm proud of everybody.
Can you describe the recruiting class you came in with, like just the progression over the years?
Yeah, you know, I came in with it was Luke Laquetta, Carter, and Riley Mulvey, and you know, we'd always get made fun of for being a weird-looking class, but you know, I came in, and those guys have been, you know, some of my best friends forever, and you know, they've never wavered. You know, they never left because they weren't getting minutes and tried to go somewhere else, and they've never complained about it. They just keep showing up to work and trying to, you know, help the team get better. And, you know, there's been tough days for them. There's been tough days for all of us. But, you know, the way that just the teammates and the men that they are, you know, to stick out all the hard days, you know, you don't see much like that in college basketball anymore, or really in the world. So, you know, the way that they've just stuck with it and continue to get better and improve, and then, you know, they go out there tonight and really help in a big win. I think, you know, that's just a testament to character.
And I think throughout the last 4 years, it's very easy to see that you wear your heart on your sleeve. You're an emotional player, emotional person. I guess, where does that kind of emotion and love for the game and just your personality, where does that come from? Like, what's kind of the core reason that you wear your heart on your sleeve?
I think it's just like, you know, the idea that, you know, I grew up, I wanted to play college basketball in the worst way. That's all I ever wanted. And then, you know, to get this chance, it's not like, you know, I'm ever going to take this for granted. You know, even if we're going out there and, you know, shots aren't falling and things aren't going our way, I'm just going to, you know, keep fighting and keep trying to have fun with it. Because you only get, you know, so many years of this. And, you know, some guys get to play forever, but I only get 4 years. And, you know, I just want to keep loving this game, keep loving my teammates. And, you know, I feel like you get rewarded in the end for that. So, but it really just comes from, you know, who I am as a person, who I grew up as, and then just a reflection of my faith, you know, that just having joy and having perseverance and faith through everything. It's just kind of who I am and who I've always been.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Payton.
All right, questions for the guys?
And the charge. What did you see when the guy's coming down the lane at you?
All I saw was somebody who was not going to do anything besides go to the basket and try to dunk it, so I just stood right in the way and took a charge.
Carter, did you have any idea you were going in that quickly in the first half?
Not really. You know, they always tell me to stay ready, you know, at all times. So it's kind of every game you're just kind of waiting to see what moment and how big of a role I'll play. But you know, Spurlock always tells me to stay ready. So it happened to be a lot more minutes tonight, but we stayed together a lot as a team and got it done at the end when we needed to. So it was a fun win.
So they didn't like allude to you playing more minutes or anything with matching up with like Great Osipor or anything?
They talked to me about, you know, guarding Osipor. I mean, he's a tough guard, obviously, and he had a good night tonight. But yeah, we needed multiple guys to be able to guard him tonight, and we knew that. So it was kind of a team effort containing him. I guess we didn't stop him every single time, but he's a really good player, and you know, I'm glad we got the stops when we needed them.
What was going through your mind when you made the pass to Payton for the three-pointer he banked in?
Catch the ball first. Price threw a mediocre pass, but you know, just get up and get it, and you know, Payton, he can get on fire, so just get him the ball in his hands. Like Clyde, that's a tough shot. He called bank too. He wanted me to let you guys know. Before it went in, he called bank.
Can just talk about his importance in that second half. He had 20 points. He just seemed like he was going to will you guys to win.
Yeah, he's been a leader for our team, for a couple of years now. And we've both been. I mean, he lived with him in the dorms, and I've lived with him the last 3 years. So, us three and Luke, we've been around for a long time, and it's good to see. It makes me happy to see him succeed. He's had rougher games, but nobody's working harder than him. He stays true to his process, and I'm just glad that he got to show what he's capable of tonight.
He's always able to bounce back from anything too, because we've had some very rough times, and he's been able to push through everything and come back to be his own player and be able to make shots in tough times.
You hit the three during that 8-0 run to finish the first half. What was going right for you guys in that stretch that allowed you guys to get some momentum going?
Yeah, I mean, the main key for us was to get stops and get the first rebound, and they got some bigger dudes in their offensive rebounding, but we knew if we could get stops, we could run them. So I think getting the first rebound throughout that stretch and we could run, that's our best offense really. So just getting up the court quick, then we'll make shots and get going a little bit.
What's a moment like this to contribute the way you guys did tonight mean to both of you?
I mean, it's just proof of all the work that we've put in over the course of the 4 years that we've been here, because we both came in as freshmen together along with Payton, and just being able to carve out our own role and earn every minute of it, and then earn the chance to get the minutes, and then on the court earn every minute that compete in every minute that we've earned.
Yeah, I'd say just to trust the process, I guess. God's timing is always perfect, so just to stay patient and always stay prepared, because you never know when it's going to be. And we're both glad we could contribute to a win tonight.
For both of you guys, either one, you don't necessarily know how many minutes, if at all, you're going to get it on any given night. You guys obviously, as a team, have struggled. How do you just, in that role, how do you stay mentally strong and stay in it?
I'd say that's really one of the toughest things about being in that position. It's just being able to stay ready, because the longer you're not playing for, the colder you get, the less warm you are, and so you're gonna just you have to do stuff on the sidelines during timeouts. Is what I always try to stay warm. So whenever I have the chance to go in, I'm always ready, instead of just being like, oh, I can't. I just couldn't wait to get in whenever it's opportunity.
Yeah, I'd say our first year, Connor McCaffrey said when he would watch Luka Garza, when he was his first couple of years in the NBA, he wasn't getting a ton of minutes, but he was always. He said he looked ridiculous. He'd be jumping on the sidelines, trying to stay warm, and then when his moment came, he always took advantage of it. So
I forgot about where I got that from.
Connor told us just always stay warm, even if you don't come in, better safe than sorry.
Riley, when was the last time you hit a reverse layup?
Well, in practice, I have. I don't know if I've really ever hit one in game since I've been here, but I've done it in practice a couple of times.
Can you guys maybe just describe the progression of your recruiting class over the years?
I mean, it started with just Payton being the one who was playing as a sub as freshman, and then over the course of just us two being practice guys, not Carter redshirting freshman year, me redshirting junior year, it's just been trying to build up confidence in the coaches that we can do everything that they need us to do, and we've just been earning more and more. And then Payton obviously is a really great player, and he's just done everything right from the start, really.
Yeah, I'd say all of us, including Luke, we just all wanted to be here. In this time, everyone's transferring, and Payton, he could have done a two-way contract, but we want to play for Iowa, we want to win for Iowa, so just we all want to trust that process. And
it seems like everyone who's on the floor, whether it's you guys, Payton, Josh, Evan, you guys are just laying it all out there, hearts on your sleeves all the time. How does it feel to just pull out a win like this in this type of moment?
This was a very much needed win for us, and it's just huge that we got it.
Yeah, I mean, we truly have a band of brothers, I would say. We all one big family. We all want to compete for each other and win for each other, so that's kind of what we just try and do. We're not just playing for ourselves, we're playing for each other.
Riley, it looked like you were trying to instruct the crowd as far as cheering. Did they meet your expectations?
Oh, yeah, they definitely met my expectations. We had a great crowd tonight. Thanks to really everybody who came out, because I don't know if we could get this one without the crowd's energy.
One more. Scott?
along the lines of playing for each other, I mean, this has been a tough season to go through on the court, off the court, a lot of injuries, close calls, yet you guys continuously come out and play hard each and every game. What is it about this team's mentality that keeps you involved and keeps battling game after game? Because a lot of teams, possibly in your situation, might just roll over. And
Yeah,
you guys have not done that.
I think Coach McCaffrey's been, he'll probably say it here soon, we've taken a professional mindset to every practice, so just kind of keeping that, professionalism throughout practices, film sessions, staying mentally engaged, and then, like you said, just continuing to, care for each other, play for each other. We don't want to let each other down, that kind of mindset. And we've gotten a couple big wins here recently. So.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll have Payton here in a second.